Welcome. Algo Hour 50. We're minus a few, but Joe's
Only a
here with me.
couple.
Hi, Joe.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going. It's our 50th episode of Algo Hour, and I think you've been to pretty much every one.
Yeah, I think I might have. I remember there was one where I tried to call in. Oh, it was when John came on. I tried to call in from the airport, and the Wi-Fi was no good. But I think aside from that, I think I've been to all of them.
it's
I
been
think.
good. I thought for a second that I would pull back some of our early episodes and play a clip, and then I got real embarrassed, but proud of how far we've come. We're not as short-handed as we might think. We do have two extra hands today to help us. I think he's here. Let's see if I can find him.
Hello.
Ah, you made it.
I was trying to do
Welcome.
the 2 extra hands.
You are.
But
You have two extra hands, and they're super strong ones. So I think we'll be good. There's a lot going on this week. We missed Ted. Ted's traveling to Tokyo, I think. Tokyo Ted.
What?
I can't wait for some updates on how that trip is going.
I know.
Sounds very exciting. I haven't know it's a very long flight though.
Oh, it's insane. Yeah.
And even how great Hawaii sounds, I look at that flight time and I'm like, oh, let's wait for an 80-degree day on the beach here. It's okay. So we had a lot going on this week just in the space. We had the Realms launch, which we know how to say, but I should pull that clip of us trying to learn how to say it when it first came out because I think that's really funny. I heard somebody talking about it in a space last week that it's pretty rare for people to say Web3 names out loud.
Right.
You know what I mean? So there's a few projects out there where it's we're not exactly sure how it's said. So that's always a really fun discovery on the show because we generally try it every other way, but the right way first. So, if you're naming something and you want to hear all the ways it could be mispronounced, feel free to run it by us. And
I got you.
I
still don't know how to say lytics or lytic.
Acylytic.
Well, yeah, but their NFT launch.
Oh, well, those are lytics, right?
Did you say lytics?
Lytics?
Lytic.
Joe, what do you think?
Yeah, I would assume lytics, but
I think it's lytics.
never know.
But if you don't know that it's ASA lytics, you might go lytics. You might,
Well, if you don't know it's ASA lytics, you're in trouble, my friend. Which
true.
I say acylytic, not ASA lytic. So I think that there was there's a 2-part special. If you really want to, Joe and I were talking before you got here, Luga, about how we're 50 episodes in and I thought about playing our very first one. And then I got real embarrassed / real proud and thought maybe not. That I did a 2-part edited piece with Vilian Monev, who is the founder of Acylytic. We all know and love him as Wawa.
Oh.
But there's a really old school 2-part special with him, all about why he created that, and then at that time, going through the AF grants program, which has been redone 6 ways from Sunday since then. So that's not super applicable information, which is why we did it in a 2-part. So one part covers more of the grants process, and the other part covers more of how Acylytic was founded and what it's supposed to do. And yeah, I say acylytic, but Wawa, tell me if I'm wrong. He did gift the show some lytics, which I also hope I'm saying right. So we have some, and I'm thinking maybe we'll do a flex competition, maybe.
Yes.
So once primary sells out, we'll give them away. Primary is, I think, pretty close to selling out. But yeah, we'll make you guys hit up that primary first with the promise of some lytics later. I like it. So that happened. Those launched yesterday, I think. And then we had the Realms release. Joe is going to tell us what's going on in the dev world. I know last week, for anybody who missed it, we talked about decentralized IPFS pinning. And we got a demo, which was very like an alpha demo, like we're special. And Joe just does to show everybody this. And we got a sneak peek about that. So that was cool. But what else is happening? Joe, what did you guys do this last week?
Yeah. So, well, just quick follow up on the crust stuff. I haven't made that website public yet.
Okay.
Plan is to do it this week. So next week in our show, I'll give a link to that. And this week, I figured what would be good to talk about is some of the stuff going on with wallets. So we saw like DFly made an announcement about a new development they made for like wallet connection. The foundation recently announced our development of Liquid Auth, which is like intended to replace Wallet Connect. So there's a lot of interesting stuff going on in the wallet space right now.
Okay. Well, what we'll do is we'll put you in DevZen and you can tell us all about it. And then Luger and I will follow up with our very best questions after, if that sounds good.
Sounds good. All right. So, as I mentioned, there's a lot of stuff going on in the wallet world. So, I figured today in this episode, be focusing on wallets and in particular around some of the Wallet Connect stuff. So, to kind of give a backdrop, so we all know Wallet Connect, right? It's you see a QR code, you scan it with Para, DFly, and then you can now interact with your DApp on your computer or on a TV or somewhere else from your phone. And on paper, that's a great experience, right? Having your phone hold your keys and your wallets and doing everything, and then being able to interact with the outside world is great. But the problem, and this is something that we at the foundation noticed, basically everyone building wallets has noticed, is that Wallet Connect, it can be a real pain. And it's a pain in a couple ways. Just like technology wise, at least their V1, I'm not too sure about the V2, but the V1, it wasn't open source. And so you were just completely dependent on Wallet Connect for, hosting their servers and everything. And even if you wanted to host your own, you couldn't. And then that leads to the second point of it being completely centralized. Like Wallet Connect, they have full authority over who can use their service or not. And we saw this come into play when they started sanctioning like some like addresses in Ukraine and like all this different stuff going on that was kind of antithetical to the entire ethos of crypto. So this is something that's been on the back of a lot of people's minds, but there are many different ways we can solve it. And so one of the ways that DFly announced on their Twitter, if you haven't seen it, check out their X profile, and I think it's one of their latest tweets. But they showcased having a browser or so an app, like a web app, communicating with their wallet directly without having to go through Wallet Connect. And it was able to do this through, I think the name is AVM Wallet Provider. And this is this was developed primarily by Kieran over at, I think it's Agora Labs, developing the Kinesis wallet. But this is, excuse me, this is a piece of infrastructure that any wallet can use, as we saw with DFly. So basically what this is doing is it's eliminating the middleman of Wallet Connect and enabling direct connection between apps and a wallet on your phone. The use case that still hasn't yet quite been solved is how do we eliminate Wallet Connect if the DApp is on my computer, but I still have my wallet on my phone? And so the answer to that is what the foundation has been developing called Liquid Auth. So there's actually a couple of pieces here, but the first piece is basically an alternative to Wallet Connect. So like I said, Wallet Connect, it's like a centralized company. Basically, in order to use their service, you kind of just have to hope that they let you. And so far, they've let most people, but some people they don't, which is not great for crypto. And if they have like outages and stuff, then we have no control over that. And it's just not great. And then as you all have experienced like frustrations with like sessions not working and like transactions not going through, a lot of that is because of Wallet Connect. And so what we at the foundation want to do, not just with the wallets, but just in general, is start to embrace standards outside of the crypto ecosystem. So in this ecosystem, it's very common for like people to reinvent the wheel. But a lot of these problems that we're facing, like how does a phone talk to a computer, are not new problems unique to crypto, and we don't need a crypto unique solution. So in Liquid Auth, we use established standards. In particular, we use one called WebRTC, and this is what like Zoom uses, for example, probably a bunch of other meeting softwares as well. And the key is that enables what's called peer-to-peer connection. So just like how our network is getting peer-to-peer, meaning people can talk without a relay node, now our wallet connection is going peer-to-peer, so we can talk without the wallet connect in the middle. And so that is the big, really exciting thing for Liquid Auth. But the other cool thing is kind of like a side benefit as well, is that the auth part means that we're embedding authentication into the connection. And again, we're using established standards that already exist on phones and computers. But the idea here is that when I connect my wallet to some dApp, that dApp can verify that I indeed own that wallet without me having to sign like a zero algo transaction or signing some message or something. So as soon as you connect, you're automatically authenticated without having to do anything extra. And this is, for those of you that use Algorand apps that require you to sign a zero algo transaction, it can be kind of annoying. But it's also a bit of a security concern. Like you don't want to get people used to signing transactions without the intent of transacting, because one day you might just be a little sleepy and not realize that you're actually signing a transaction for like all your algo, and that is not great. So improving on the authentication front as well. So that's what's going on at the foundation. We don't yet, if you're a dev, you can take a look at our GitHub. It's on the Algorand Foundation org under liquid-auth. But we'll have a more like public demo, some example apps and stuff by Decipher. So we'll be talking about it at Decipher, and I assume we'll have some like content ready to go around that time as well to make it public and talk more about it. But it is all happening open source, and you can see the development happening live if you are interested in that. And you can run, like there's a Docker container that has all the stuff you need to run it if you want to try it out and you're a technical user. But for everyone else, we'll be doing more public demo next month. And then, of course, there's always a bunch of other stuff going on with wallets. Just real quick, one of my favorites is ARC59, which is being able to send assets to people without them having to opt in. We're calling it an asset inbox feature for all accounts. Yeah, and then we also have some more technical ARCs like signing data and how we derive our keys from it's called hierarchical deterministic wallets, I think. So yeah, a lot of nerdy technical stuff coming as well. That's pretty exciting. But yeah, I think that's enough wallet talk for today, at least just from me. So I'll hand it back to you, IRL, and we can all talk about it.
I have so many questions. That sounds pretty cool. So I found DFly's tweet. I don't know if I can make it bigger. I know I can. Let's see. So demoing Direct Connect instead of going through Wallet Connect services. So I guess I'm guilty for never questioning where Wallet Connect came from. Really?
Right, yeah. And most people don't, because it's, especially like another problem with Wallet Connect is it's very, very tailored to the EVM ecosystem. So we have some problems in the Algorand ecosystem where like we don't see in the EVM ecosystem, because if you're a new EVM chain, you can just copy what people are already doing on Ethereum. Whereas on Algorand, we have to be developing all this by hand, and we're spending all this time developing stuff that, it's centralized and it doesn't really fit with the ethos of Algorand. So eventually, we kind of just realized that it's time to start looking at other standards and how we can, bring those standards to Algorand. And all the work we're doing, we're not making it Algorand specific. We're specifically making it open so other ecosystems can leverage it as well. So yeah, very, very exciting stuff.
Luca, do you have a question for Joe?
So I think I have a question, but it might be very low IQ.
Okay.
Dunn recently told me that I am personally helping Algorand have a 40 points lower IQ. So, I'm going to bring that energy today. So at some point, we had like what 25 keyword for our passphrase, but
Mhm.
like other wallets are like 12 or 24. And I feel
Yep.
like you talked about there was a point where we were going to try and get a 24 so that we can integrate more with like more mainstream wallets. I think like Exodus maybe.
Mhm.
If I'm
Yeah.
making that up, is that still like a thing? Is that like
Yes. Yeah. Exactly. That is one of the many nerdy things that's going on. So, how this will basically work is that we don't just want wallets to completely forget that 25 words ever existed, because then you wouldn't be able to recover your old accounts. But the idea is that wallets will now start supporting 24 words, and basically the default for like new accounts on Algorand will be the 24 word experience. And this, unfortunately, because there's still some players like Ledger, for example, they use 24 words, but they use the 24 words in their own standard, like, different way. So
uh,
there still will be some incompatibilities, but the way we're doing it is more aligned with how other ecosystems are doing it. In particular, we've looked a lot at Cardano because they use a similar like cryptography as us. So we kind of based our work off what Cardano does, and then on Algorand, we have Chris Pikert working for Algorand Technologies, who's like world-renowned cryptographer. So he's been helping as well. So we will be getting 24 words. There might still be some edge cases where it's not like fully compatible, but it will definitely be more compatible, and that means it'll be easier for like multi-chain wallets like Exodus to integrate us. And also, as part of us adopting the 24 word, so the 24 word comes from a Bitcoin standard called BIP39, I think it is. And we're also adopting some other standards from Bitcoin that will allow you, and this is what's called an HD wallet, and it'll basically allow you to derive multiple addresses from one key pair. So, I import my 24 words into Para, and then I can, generate 100 different accounts and use all those in Para. And if I want to translate or transfer all those to DeFi, I just use the same 24 words and I get all those same accounts again.
ooh,
And so that's another really good UX, and it's not nice not just for like having accounts for Algorand transactions, but then you can also use like you can generate a key pair for like identity purposes, but it's still all tied to that 24 word mnemonic. So it opens the door for a lot of really cool stuff.
yeah.
I
Because
don't
I feel like we need
understand.
to get like the MetaMask users and like
Yeah.
those people. We gotta bring them in.
Yeah,
I don't
exactly. Yeah.
understand. Maybe it's because I've been so trained that I have to sign that zero transaction to like authenticate my account. But how do you know it's mine then? Like if I'm not sending something, like I dig the smooth not having to do it. Like, we talk about one click notes and like extra clicks, right?
Mhm.
But like, how do you know it's me if I'm not sending you that zero transaction?
Yeah. So what's actually happening is we're using uh, two things in combination. So there's a technology called Fido, and this is basically like a common way to use like a devices like a phone to have what are called passkeys. So if you've seen like passkeys to like log in and stuff, it's that same
Mm-hmm.
technology where uh, like on iPhone, for example, your passkeys are just like protected by your face or like your Face ID. And so FIDO keys, they're device bound. And what we're doing is, let's say you have your Para wallet on your iPhone. When you establish your connection with a DApp for the first time, you are basically proving that you own that device, and then proving that you own that Algorand address that you are claiming to own. So within that initial connection, you're basically doing cryptographic challenges to prove that you are indeed who you say you are, and that's all just happening in the background rather than you having to manually like sign messages.
I
So
like it.
it's still using the same underlying principles, just in a much more streamlined way.
I like it. I finally got Face ID, which I like did not want, but I loved the fingerprint, and then the fingerprint went away. I didn't have a choice. And then I had to import all of the wallets back to the new phone. And I'm just thinking it would have been really great to have one set of keys for that, obviously. But I noticed the improvement just from going from the thumb to the face in Para. Like it doesn't feel as frictioned because you're not like, okay, let me ask for your thumbprint. It's like, nope, set your face. It's good. So just little things like that are an improvement, but I'm stoked. I think it sounds cool, Joe. I like that you're like, oh, it's still authorizing it through these things that you use already and you trust already. We're just packaging it into that connect process.
Exactly.
Versus it being a connect and authenticate separately. So that's like big news. I'm pretty excited about. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, shout out to the wallets. They're basically, for anything to get adopted in the ecosystem, they have to like support it and put in all this engineering hours, and they give so much crucial feedback to like new standards and stuff. They do. Every wallet developer in the ecosystem does a lot of work, and it's been really exciting to see these things that we've all been kind of thinking about for a while start to come to fruition. So it's a pretty cool time.
Philosophian says, so exciting. Is this what Kirby's been working on? I think Kirby's been working on the ARC 59 that you were talking about, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, so I mean, he's working on a couple different things, but
Which you guys thanked him, by the way.
Yes,
Let's just like not gloss over the very cool fact that our favorite Akita co-founder is now working in an official capacity with AF. So like, I don't know. I'm just saying, you got a cool co-worker. I'm a little jelly.
Yeah. I mean, over the past year, we've had a couple really good community hires. Like we got Hash Maps on the engineering team. Kyle. We also got Brian Silent Rhetoric, who
I was just gonna say, you guys just picked up Silent Rhetoric.
So yeah, so a lot of it's really nice. One of the benefits of having like an open source, working on open source technology and having a developer community is that you can find people that are passionate and that they work well, and you guys already work together. And it's really cool that they all come together. But to answer the question, so one of the things that Kyle is working on that's kind of related to all this, to like the wallet experience, is he's been working with passkeys for transactions. So pretty much up until this point, all we've been talking about is how do I establish a connection with an app and prove that I own the wallet?
Right.
Now, the next step is how do I tell the network that I approve this transaction? And so that's kind of the next logical step, is thinking about, okay, so once I establish that connection and I authenticated, I want to, send algos, do an asset transfer, call an app, whatever I want to do. How do I do that without having to manually sign on my phone, but still, do it in a safe way? And so one of the ways to do it, and there's many different approaches. Like we saw, Sui has ZK login, Aptos has their passwordless auth, I think it's called. So there's a bunch of different emerging ideas on this. And what Kyle has been working on is basically using passkeys, which, as I mentioned, it's already like supported on iPhones and most like modern devices, using passkeys to authenticate a transaction. So someone can, depending on how you want to set up the experience, someone can use an Algorand app and an Algorand account without having Para or DFly or anything installed. They can just use the software that's already on phones for passkeys. And so, this is a much more interesting problem. There's one of the downsides of passkeys it's device bound. So if I have my phone, you can't back up to 24 words. It's on your iPhone and you lose your iPhone, then you lose your passkey. right? So there's all these sorts of things like how do we think about recovery? How do we,
Right.
deal with that sort of stuff? And some of those solutions, like Apple, for example, they do passkey backup with iCloud. So there's solutions like outside of the crypto ecosystem that might be useful to us. But still, kind of like even just passkeys in general for like websites is still fairly new. So it's still kind of too early to tell like what technology might be the best for that sort of account abstraction, and maybe there'll just be a couple different options, and they each have pros and cons. You have to choose which one you want to use as a user. But that's kind of the next logical step, is figuring out how we make the transaction process even smoother.
I have one more completely unrelated question, and I'm sorry. I told you I got a new phone. And the kid at the counter was like, "Oh, we don't swap SIMs now. Your phone has an eSIM card."
Mm-hmm.
Was that better?
Yeah.
I was
So
like, "Oh, now nobody can switch it and they won't Stacy me and get my Twitter." Not that anybody really, follow me on Twitter, guys. But like, it's, you know what I'm saying, I think. I'm just going to stop.
yeah, so the eSIM, it does prevent against like physical SIM swaps, which is good. So like someone can't just take your phone and swap out and steal your SIM
Gotcha.
card.
Okay.
You still, with eSIMs, you still could do like one of the most common attack vectors for a SIM swap is just like social engineering. So, like what happened in the case of Stacy is someone called Verizon and they were like, "I'm Stacy Warden," and they were able to, get her SIM that way by basically making Verizon believe that they were Stacy.
Yeah.
And so that's in
Which
most
I
hacking,
wasn't going to
that's
pay the fee. I did it at home. They were like, "Do you want us to do this?" And I was like, "No, no." But it was interesting that they did also mention crypto. They were like, "Oh yeah, if you have crypto wallets, you probably want to do that at home." And I was like,
wow.
"Yeah," but okay.
Yeah. So, and just as a side note, some providers, like some cellular providers, they allow you to put a pin on your SIM card, so someone can just call
Okay.
and try to steal it.
I think I have
Unfortunately,
that.
not every provider allows that.
Okay.
But if you're security conscious, maybe look into that.
There
One
was
extra step.
there was a pin that I did have to put in, and so I think maybe I have that, but I have Verizon. Okay. Well, I feel very up to date in the wallet sitch now. I didn't know any of that, Joe. You're awesome.
I do
Yeah,
have
it's
one
very
more
exciting.
similar question. I feel like Sood at one point was trying to get Phantom to integrate Algorand.
Hmm.
I don't know if that's what would that take? Or do you think it would be a plausible, a worthy venture? I guess.
Yeah. So, I mean, the real challenge with wallet integrations, particularly once we have like the 24 word, and that aspect is the same. Honestly, most of it just kind of comes down to like the user experience, and most of the development effort is like adjusting things to work for like Algorand specific stuff. So like the technology behind like every EVM chain is the same, and like the technology for a Solana wallet is specific to Solana's, and for Algorand it's specific to Algorand. And so the technically there wouldn't be anything stopping them from integrating it. It just would be like a relatively large amount of work. So and in particular, like if you want to do like one problem we've seen with wallets is they say they integrated Algorand, but then like they don't realize that our tokens aren't smart contracts and that we have a different ASA thing, and like there's all these kind of unique Algorand things that make Algorand so great, but it's also pretty different technology. So tech wise, there isn't nothing stopping it, but it's a non-trivial amount of work to do.
So it's a big lift. You're not, never say never, but it would be some development.
And there's not really any monetary value for them to do that, because it's not like they would get a lot more users if they integrated Algorand and like. Okay, that makes sense. What?
I was feeling bullish until that question about Phantom, Luca. Just kidding.
Well, okay, but vice versa. if Para wanted to allow you to hold Solana,
Ooh, that'd be interesting.
is that like an onboarding idea? I don't know. I'm just like
Yeah, I mean,
throwing
I
out ideas.
think
Like,
kind of the
Instead of being a bridge
long-term,
token.
yeah, like the idea of like a chain agnostic
Instead of.
wallet,
Okay.
I think,
right?
is
Yeah,
like a strong selling point.
and I think kind of the, John's talked about this a couple of times of like the long-term vision of Para is that it's just kind of like a lifestyle app that does a bunch of cryptography stuff that happens to support Algorand. And so not just with the other blockchains, but as we get more developed standards, like for example, we have a seat at the table at the, I think it's called the Open Wallet Foundation, where it's all about like digital wallets for like identity and stuff that not specific to blockchain, but it kind of fits nicely in with blockchain. So I think kind of the long term is that something like Para, it'll be like Algorand focused and provide a really good Algorand experience, but it could also be the go-to app for many other things that you do, on the web. And so that's kind of the idea, is that, by adopting these open standards, we can make our software more interoperable. And the hope is that other chains like Solana, also kind of follow suit and kind of have the same mindset of adopting open standards. And so whether you're using, Para or Phantom, you can do the same things on, all your favorite apps. So that's kind of the long-term vision.
It would be cool to see like urban change on Para or something like that, like learn to earn, but like walk to earn and like all the stuff that they're doing. But like you said, on the lifestyle app, which, speaking of lifestyle and crypto, Mr. Algo Active, Axman, you want to give us an Algo Active update? Are you feeling active right now? Can I send you over?
Active. But yeah, if we want to, yeah, we can do it.
Okay.
Always.
It's really just an excuse to play the intros I made that I like. Honestly, we're not lying to anybody.
You're killing it. Oh, it's definitely a thing. Holla, holla. Welcome to Who Is Active Right Now. It's me, Lord Beluga, learning how to run. It is tough. It is exhausting. I don't know if you all out there run, but hoo-wee. Not my favorite.
I have some questions for you, sir. After running one time in the last decade.
Yes.
I don't think I want to run anymore.
I don't either.
But I see people. Can I put in mileage for walking?
100%. Absolutely.
Or rowing. Or I don't row. But I've seen these questions come across. So what?
Because if we could row, I would be rowing.
Well, people do row. Like if you're a rower or a walker.
I mean, we do a lot of things, but
because I set out this week to run, and I was like, a run is not a jog. And like a half mile later, when I was sick in my neighbor's yard, I was like, maybe I should have been jogging. But I walk a ton. Like I walk a ton. And so I didn't know that I could like do that legit. So I'm going to put up some distance for my team this week.
Yeah.
Especially I'm going to be doing some traveling. All that walking in the airports, getting Algo Active. I'm coming to help the team. Don't you worry. So
the name of the game now is just beat Andrew Higgs. So like if you literally just have a steps counter app and it can like turn into mileage for the day, and you just like 9 p.m. every night, you just go, okay, I did 10,000 steps.
Workout.
Translates to like 4 miles. Boom, post it. Like,
all right.
You're in. It doesn't have to be like okay, I'm gonna go walk for an hour. Like, no, just show me what you did that day.
You're doing this all wrong. Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. It's usual for me.
I really want to give that alpha early on, but like,
it's on now.
Figure it out.
Oh yeah.
It's never been about speed. It's not about speed at all. It's just about getting moving.
Yeah, and I like that we can go the distance. Like, you know what I mean? Like we're putting in the mileage where the rubber meets the road. I'm a fan of all of that. But I just remember running being different.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. Yeah. I played Ultimate Frisbee for like a decade. And I mean, it's a sprint. Like, you're sprinting for like 2 hours. And like, when I ran that, like, it was no problem at all. Like, I think I had like a 6-minute mile. Like, we were jetting. And now I'm like,
I don't remember, and this could just be me, and Algo fam, if you're running at home and you're thinking, I don't remember my face jiggling as much. I don't remember, like, I could feel my cheeks moving, and I was like, what is this? So I doubt that I have put on a lot of weight in my cheeks. But I'm just saying, like, it feels different when you're older and running. And is that normal? I don't know. Like,
I think so.
Joe, do your cheeks wiggle when you run? Oh, Joe cycles. Okay, he's backstage saying, I don't run. He's laughing his butt off at me, thinking, no, I want to know if it's a
day. I think Barb went golfing, right? And so he did like 2 miles on the golf course. Like, yeah, check it off. Like, you're in. It's just about distance. Because by golly, Higgs has already put up 74 miles, and it is the 7th day of May.
He's fast too. He does long distances, but it's like sprint speed. I don't understand. I think he's training for the Olympics. That's my theory, and I support
he's a marathon runner. Like, I think he does multiple marathons a year. So like he just stays in that level of shape. And like
I have my brother-in-law really enjoys running like that. Like, and I really, really thought about just asking him to send me screenshots of his runs and taking them as my own. But since he is a man, he has a very, manly pace. And I don't think you guys would have bought it for a second. But yeah, I really did. I thought about stooping to that level of, can you just send me your screenshots? But I did it, and I suffered. And like 2 days later, after running not even half a mile, I still feel it in my legs and my arms. Why are my arms sore? I don't know.
Because you're pumping. Pumping the arms is key.
I will say I can trick you guys. I can normally do a good push-up or like 2 squat thrusts or balance for a second, and I can like kind of fake the fit. Mm-hmm. You cannot fake the fit when you run. There is no faking that fit.
It's so hard. I just feel in my core lately. It's just like, why is my core so tight?
All right, so here's Andrew's. Let me see what he put up.
I think he only did 8 miles today. So
who's on the teams? Is it just Andrew against the world at this point?
So I gave Andrew teammates. So he's got Outsider.
Oh, Outsider does a lot. Yeah, okay.
Someone else. I need to write it down better. But he's got another player. And then team 2 is you and Iz and
Algo Mager. You're not following me. I'm a little sad about that.
You have Mager? Oh, Mager's huge.
Mager's doing great. I'm following them, but they're not following me, which, I mean, it could be a team 1 versus team 2 thing, but I'm following you. So,
is Mager
team 1, you're going down. No, I think I'm team 2 with Iz, right?
Yeah, you're team 2 with us. But where's Mager? What is Mager? Is he team 2?
Team 1. Algo Active, team 1.
Oh, why did I put Mager on 1? Okay, 1 is tough.
Barb's
future for myself.
Some work. Slark's
future is amazing. I think, did you get Slark or Slark's on team 3?
I don't know.
I can't remember. I need to write it down and
write it down somewhere. I'm so glad that you do it and I don't have to. So good job.
I didn't think about how hard it's gonna be to calculate everyone's miles that's posting.
Oh, I'll help you. I'll help you. We'll have a brainstorm sesh where get a spreadsheet and then I'll check it. I don't know. We'll figure it out. As long as people use the hashtag, it's pretty easy to find.
Yeah, if you don't use the hashtag, there's no way I'm finding it.
Yeah, for sure. But you set a PR this week on your mile, so congratulations.
Mm-hmm.
I technically set a PR for myself. Because if you only run once, that's it, right? But lots of people are doing it. Iz is carrying my team. Future.algo has been getting in the steps. I did sneak into Rand Gallery's Discord and was like, Ross, we're running. So if Ross runs, I get him on my team. Because I recruited.
Deal.
I don't know if that's fair or not, but I was like, Ross, they're running, and I tried, and I'm not very good at it. So hopefully Ross will come in and help Iz carry our team too. I don't know who else is on team 2, but needless to say, it's tons of fun.
Oh, it's so good.
Except for the running part, if you're out of shape, in which case you don't have to do that part. You can jog or skip or frisbee or whatever you do. But if you're getting steps in, count it. Okay. Tweet it with the Algo Active. Very cool.
Probably
and I know you have a prize pool set up. There's like different tokens from different chains, but we're also supporting some Algo fam tokens. So I don't know, you have the whole Algo Active wallet at your disposal from us, but let me know what else I can do.
So tell me who you want to support since you're on. And like anybody else who joins in, tell me who you want to support because I want to buy.
Oh, like what token?
Yeah, like if you're like, yo, I love Coop, buy some Coop. So I'll buy some Coop, add it to the wallet. If you like, I love the casino, I'll put in some chips. If you love Barb, I'll put in Barb. Like, just name it.
I love them all.
Like, I want the community to drive it. If you're like, yo, I love Kirby, you know, maybe I throw in an Omni Gem.
I know, there's so many good ones, though. I can think of at least 20 good tokens.
Right, yeah, so just pick one, right? And then, like, there's no big deal. Because ideally, I think we're at, like, 15 people already. So,
if I could shrink out of my chair right now, I would. I would just, like, totally slide down and shrink out of my chair. I have too many cords under my desk to do that effectively, but it's something I'll work on. Okay. I appreciate the update. I think who else is? I think we pretty much touched on most of the people. Rach got in it. I think Lassie did one.
Lassie did? I haven't seen Lassie.
Oh, maybe not. Maybe it was Rach. It was Rach.
Okay.
Let's see. Mocker. Sheba's walking the dog, which I love.
Exactly. Yeah. Walk your dogs. If you got dogs, take them on a walk. Boom. Log it. We're in.
Long, walky run. I was totally going to run for all of mine. And then, you know, I was like, I live on a 2-mile long street. And I'm like, well, if I run to the end and back and that, I should be able to do that. And then like 0.43 miles later, I was like, I can't breathe.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm dying.
So
I usually run the first half mile and then walk the next half mile. And then run a half mile, walk a half mile. That's like the best I can do.
My oldest, who is 5.5, wants to do my next run with me. And she has an endless amount of energy. So I think we're going to try that. We're going to run and then walk and then run and walk. Of course, I'll slow down for my kid. For my kid, I'll walk during my run.
Your kid.
Absolutely. For sure. I can do that. You know who else has been getting active? Andrew or Shaman. I don't know. I don't know whether to call Foodie Ascot now and Andrew Shaman. But yeah, he's okay. I'll go.
Oh, this guy Kalako or something?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. That's the only one I saw from
Katulek?
I need to draft him.
How do you say that? But yeah, I think he threw in some tokens too, if I'm not mistaken, from Humble.
Oh, did he throw me the RWA? Somebody gave me 100,000 RWA, and it was.
I think that was Andrew.
Let's go.
If I'm not mistaken. Yeah. And even Dunn's getting in on it, man.
Dunn's team 3 with Quilt and Flag.
I dislike that because I like those people and I've left them on my team. But if I got to pick teams, everybody would be on my team, and there would be no other team. So, yeah, for sure. I don't know. Andrew, you're killing it, though. Andrew Higgs, you're killing it. Andrew Katulek, don't get disenfranchised. You do the best for you, Andrew, respectively. But seriously, it's awesome. It's been such a fun challenge for me to like say I'm gonna run or say I'm gonna do a pull-up. Like those things seem really like people must do them all the time, but I really don't do them all the time. And so I appreciate it.
I love it. It keeps me motivated. Like, there's no way I would have gone for a run at 8 o'clock at night. Like, nah, I'm gonna go crawl in the bed. What are you talking about? But like, I gotta get, carry the team and stuff. So it's motivating me, motivating you all. That's fun.
Well, just as a reminder, if you want to walk or paddle or row or whatever Joe said he does, send in the mileage. Let's see. Let me jump back. I did want to say hi to the people that came to hang out with us today, if I can find the chat. And then I have a cool flex for this week. Did you flex, Luga? Did you flex your NFTs or just your muscles this week?
No, I only flexed muscles this week.
Oh, that's okay.
Gosh. What am I doing?
So yeah, a Philosophian was here. Thank you, YouTube notifications. You should be like Philosophian and make sure you're subscribed and have your notifications on. Eddie stopped by from Algo Leagues. Eddie, I knew you've been getting Algo active after a long road of recovery post, like I think it was a car accident of some kind, but I know you're back on track and getting healthy. That's so good to hear. Ice is here. Barb. I think it's possible that Barb and I go for a walk together this week.
Do it. Oh my gosh, do it.
I think.
You're going to see Barb in real life?
I've been promised the meetup, so
Can you please take a selfie? Because I want to see if Barb is really like 5'2". Because it is unreal.
So I know who else is going, and I think I'm gonna tower over all of them.
Yes. Where like
why couldn't they send Kyle? I needed like a much, I think John's pretty tall. No.
I know Moon's a giant. Moon is like 6'7".
I need to stand next to
him. So I'm not Barb.
I'm aware that it can be a smidge intimidating, and I don't want to come off intimidating. I can't change how tall I am though.
How tall are you? So, like 5'9"?
No, I'm 5'11".
5'11"? I don't know. Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Yeah, which just means my dog, when I post pictures of my dog being taller than me, that he's actually much
massive. What? I would not have guessed 5'11".
Oh, I might be down to 5'10" and some change. I don't know. I'm sure my spine has shrunk, but I do inversion therapy, so maybe not. Maybe not. I haven't been measured in a while.
Do some hangs. It'll make you taller.
Walking is still active. Yes, Polly. I loved running. Back in knee surgery. Stop that. That's what my husband said. Probably my husband's got his leg all glued and screwed and stuff back together, and he's like, no. If you see me running, like my life isn't like I'm running from an explosion, like in the movie. Like there's something wrong if you see me running. But biking is something that he does, so you could try that. Maybe it can be hard on your back depending on your setup. Everybody smash the like button to support Algo Hour. Yes. Listen to Everyday Algo Not. And also, like I said, don't be scared to get active. I like that it forces me to share a very human side of myself with the Algo fam. Like, I'm, not great, but it also allows Luga to show off like what he's most proud of. And it's like, we can connect on those different, like, you're the overachiever and I'm the underachiever in this regard, but then we have Joe and we're like the underachiever and we're both non-technical users there. So like,
hey, I kept up, maybe.
I followed along. And I give them credit. I give Joe all the credit for me being able to follow along because he's successfully translated for us for so long that it's like starting to make sense. I'm like, authentication transactions, tell me more. It's cool. We are very, very fortunate. Maureen made it and she's always getting active. I know you take your dogs for walks like 3 times a day, Maureen. I need you on my Algo active team. Luga's counting walking. I think crawling. If you're gonna crawl, whatever. The distance.
Check.
Heck yeah. Chase is giving Joe a shout out. Thanks for the boot camps a couple weeks ago. Joe's work never goes unnoticed.
Yeah, we had a really successful series of beginner boot camps. They went really well, so that was
You're handing out the baby snake NFTs, yeah?
Yeah, so those the baby snakes are for
challenges.
Yeah, we have coding challenges.
Oh, okay.
We got lots of plates spinning.
Can you pass them?
What was that?
Joe?
Did you pass the coding challenges? Have you?
Yeah.
I am so mad at myself that I didn't actually do them, and I missed out on those NFTs.
Gasp!
I know.
You could have done them in like a minute too. I bet you'd been like.
He didn't want to do them and show us how it was done. He was trying to be fair.
Oh.
That's what it was.
I'm the opposite. Yo, give me.
Of course. All right, so I've got a few flexes before we wrap today. Let's do it. Hey, Oh, I left Ted in the scene.
Oh.
We could never fill the hole that's there when Ted's not here. Ted, we miss you,
Leaves a
but we
void
hope you're
for
having
respect.
fun. And this is weird. I feel like we're a cheerleading triangle today.
Oh, pyramid. This is probably how it should go, though, right?
I was
One
always
on
the
each
bottom,
part,
though, of the
right?
pyramids because I was so tall. Yeah.
You think so? Joe, are you 5'11"?
I'm not. I am
Ooh.
5'7", 5'8" on a good day.
Oh,
A good day.
Wow.
When the hair gets a little taller,
Spike it up.
I'm glad flats are like in and like tennis shoes with skirts are in and like I'm all about that. I don't need to be any taller.
You don't want to be 6 foot and just like really flex on people? Just
I mean, if I was
lord
a basketball player making some professional basketball player money, maybe, but no. It just makes pants harder to buy at Costco.
Oh, no doubt. Oh my god.
All right, so we got Polly Two Hearted, flexing some Scott Marins, Billy Beekman project, Billy Beek project,
Billy Big Beak.
Beekman,
Big
Billy
Beak.
Big Beak, Billy Big Beak. What is this? Ooh, Swamp
You don't know
Showdown
about
from
Swamp Showdown?
Algo Knitter. I did see a little bit about it, but no, I don't know
It's
about
pretty
it.
fun. So there's like 3 bosses, and it kind of rotates every day. And so you have to have a hopper. And your hopper fights the boss, and if you win, you get either yarn or the bum guard token, the OSTGFKDY thing. I don't know, but
I
yeah,
got Bum Gardenered.
yeah,
Yeah.
you get that token if you beat I forget what he's called, the Bozo or something.
Okay.
But yeah, so it's pretty
I
cool.
gotta.
It's fun.
I mean,
Little
I'm
frog
not a
battle.
gamer. I need to catch up with Algorand Gaming because, like,
It's not
I
a hard
played
one.
most of the games like a year or so ago, and it's not that I don't love y'all. I just am not a gamer. So I need to try again for sure. I need to treasure hunt in the basic Discord too. I'm like way overdue to do that.
Yeah, I missed that a lot.
Baggy. I heard it's NFT Flex time on Algo Hour with IRL, Algo, and Gang. My excitement this week is the Coop CRV NFT collection dropping on Thursday, the Hoy Rumble win from Sunday, the Mingo Extra Loot Quest win.
Wow, what a win,
Sheesh.
Baggy.
You're on fire, bud. That is not a bad week right there.
That's really
And
good.
I got to learn more about the NFTs. I admittedly do not know enough about these, Baggy. I do have some early Coop NFTs, but I don't
There's
know.
a new drop.
I know. It's happening
With 60
Thursday.
different artists. 60.
Ooh,
Featuring
that's a
yours
lot of
truly.
artists.
What?
You did one?
What? No.
Now I'm
That'd
a
be
little hurt.
weird.
I wasn't asked to do a Coop. Gosh, no, I'm just kidding.
I was begged to do a coup. Multiple DMs.
I cannot wait to see it. I hope it's buff.
It's not. But it's fun.
Let down already. Luga's been an artist for like 5 seconds. You're like, oh.
Yeah, I'm so bad.
I love this Betty. I would like to FUD the Yetis so that I can buy more of the Bettys that I like, because the person that holds them knows exactly how much they're worth, and I would like more of them. But this is the Gardener Betty. I own the Queen and the Nurse and the Shotgun Hunter and the Fighter.
That's like all
So
your
I have a
personality,
collection, but like it's hard to hang on to your
You need a
Algo because I do like it. I love playing poker with them on Thursday nights. Womp Crew and Yeti do a thing. And then usually Ice or Yeti also guest DJs in their radio space on Discord. And I'm not going to lie, like one time Ice Age skipped Primus when I said Primus sucked. He didn't know it was a joke. And I forgave him. We moved past it. But like they play really cool stuff. Like I was excited that they were playing Primus. And I was like, Primus sucks. And he's like, oops, sorry. And skipped it. I was like, no. But yeah, can get down with some really interesting throwback music. They play pretty much whatever you ask, and it's a good time. So
I just listened to the Blueies soundtrack. Was that? Can I do this?
Do 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 do. Luga. Yeah, that would be fun. A real life game of Keepy Uppy.
Oh, let's do it. I would get so intense.
Shiva flexing the golems. Do I say that right? I don't know.
Golem?
Golem. Are you sure? Algo. Algo. Golems. Okay, because it's Algo. I have one of their very first series. And
Like
I've
before
owned
that?
them since like the AB2 days, I think, and I still don't know how to say it, so it's okay. But they had a lot of great flexes. I need to learn how to post these GIFs because this is cool.
That's awesome.
Pretty sure
And
it's
they're
hard
like
to explain.
upgradable, right? Like you burn a bromo, I think.
You can animate them. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Well,
like that
flex
concept.
max level pixel golem. I don't want to say golem. I want to say golem. Okay.
That's okay.
Here's
I think
mine.
the
Check out
British
my
say
flex.
golem. Who is that?
I am waiting for somebody snarky to be like, I bet you don't look anything like your PFP. Guess what? I don't. But she was cute and I liked her. And I actually bought another one today. Maybe I'll show it off next week. I'll make y'all wait.
What is it from?
It's from Malia Mia. Malila Mia. Here we go, saying the names wrong. Can you say this name? Mia Malia. Malaya? I don't know.
Can't even see it.
But it looks like, and they have posted some work in progress photos. I think it's done via Procreate was the vibes I got. But I like kind of the fresh vibes. I don't know. I dug it. Like I said, I picked up another one today that I thought was like very artistic. So yeah, that's her loonies. They're loonies. And they're all ladies feeling a little loony. But I like it. I don't know. I think it's cute. And it's cute. Like sometimes I feel like my ravens might be catfishing people because my ravens look real good and I don't always look real good, especially after a run. So this one was fun because it's like anybody who's seen the show knows that I'm not trying to convince you I look like my we are going to make it girl. But yeah, DC Perp always gets the first flex in for the day. I appreciate it. And this is a golem too, I think. No, this is an Algo. No, an Algo Logi, Aladi Lagi, Algodi Lagi.
Loogies and fellas or Logies and fellas? Is that or something?
They've been around a while. Yeah. They've been around a while. I have not seen this piece before, and I have no idea how to say that, and I'm real sorry. I think that every name we say, I'll get a Google Dropbox going, and you guys can like say how to say it, and we'll have a enunciation guide.
Yeah, we need one. Can we have it's like a swear jar? We have to put a quarter in every time we get it wrong.
Yep, and then the clips of how to actually say it, like it's a foreign language. I dig it. And then I don't think we got to see this one last week from Land of Allegra. It came in a little late, but it was a Kami world, I think.
Oh, is that the crabs?
Mm-hmm.
Crabs.
Yeah.
I've never heard of them, but November has always had that PFP, I feel. And then they were raceable in horses at some point. I was like,
oh, okay.
Crabs.
It was new on my radar, so I wanted to make sure that even though I didn't see it before Flex Time was over last week, that we took a look at it this week. So.
I think they're pretty old. I think AB2 was where the...
Yeah, they've been around. I just don't know how to say the name. I've never heard anyone else say it out loud. Algo.
I don't say things out loud.
Not gonna try again. I know this is what we do. I mean, for sure. So last week we left everybody with some limericks, and there were two that we left with everyone. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, just Cultivator got them. Philosopian, I think, was the only one who got them. Well, you can check it out, Luga. Tell me who commented right. But just to kind of relive, the fun here. Let me get this limerick down a smidge, just a smidge. Battle through the blockade or move in step to a parade. Crash chain as well. Shoot, remember, and dwell. I use my NFTs in the... What was the ratings? Arcade. I like it.
The theme was what you can do with your NFTs this week or that week.
And then there was the second one we left everybody with, which is I'm blaming Ted because normally we have a little bit different of a setup. In need of a long rest, many projects use these in zest, both burbs and cats. Some even have hats. Always join your weekly-ish. I know this one. Joe, do you know?
I do not know.
Oh, I felt like it was easy. Quest, right?
Quest.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
You did know that one. That's okay. All right,
So we did racing NFTs, arcade NFTs, and questing NFTs was like things you can do.
Yeah. So was it just Philosophian that got those?
Oh no, I actually didn't fund the video.
I had to re-import all my wallets because I got a new phone. I said it earlier. So I will be sending some RWA out to those people from last week as well. And then I got a message from Ted. I did not queue myself up into the sports segment because, but that said the Nuggets got pooped on super badly. I was too demoralized to make a video and went to bed. So
can we just get Ted crying as the video?
Right, it'll be an emoji. He had said like, oh, maybe I'll send in a video. Let me see how these games end. And then they got pooped on real badly is the official update from Ted on sports with the Nuggets. We'll be back next week though. Well, Ted won't be, but we will be. And it'll be fun.
Always is. I have a blast.
It is. It's definitely something. Broken Hearts Club has one. I'm just checking. Have an amazing day. Taco, I'm glad you made it. Gollum. Woogie. Is that really how you say that?
I think so.
I don't think so.
I don't think he's messing with you.
I think he is.
Woogie.
Taco, let's go Timberwolves. Okay.
Is that a basketball team or is that a hockey team? That's your question.
Basketball.
Could be a beach softball team. Basketball. Joe knows. That's cool. Well, I appreciate you guys big time. Joe, any final thoughts before we wrap?
Also, a sports update. The Bruins beat the Leafs in the first round of the playoffs.
Oh, that's why Joe didn't, that's why Ted didn't come today. I know he's not a fan of those, right? Is that the one that's normally in the background that he gives you a hard time about liking?
Right now I have just a Patriots ball in the background.
Okay.
I do have a Bruins jersey in my living room. Maybe I should put it in here.
Fair. Next time we see Ted, we will rub that in for sure. Luga, any final thoughts?
Run, walk, move, whatever it takes.
Worm. That would be funny if somebody wormed and put in the distance. Please. It's Buddy Man. We're waiting on you in that unicorn costume.
Yes.
All right, friends. Until next week, we'll see you Tuesday at 1 for Algo Hour 51 next week.
What?
Yeah, no biggie. Nope. We're doing it. It's happening. That's it. Appreciate you guys big time.
Later.